Yeah, and I would say so to look for the classic like metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance, if there is evidence of it, the labs that would be advantageous to get would be a fasting insulin, triglycerides. So triglycerides, that's where I was saying they were important, are very important in relationship to your glucose levels. So generally speaking, when somebody has an elevated triglyceride level, I think of high sugar as covering it. So if your sugar is elevated, so carbohydrates broken down into the glucose, and then that is transported to the liver, and then in excess, it creates fatty acids, and then 3 fatty acids together makes a triglyceride, and then that's stored in the body. Again, when there's excess components and utilization of energy as well. But again, generally speaking, if you have triglycerides that are elevated, it's an indication that your sugar's high. So that with the fasting insulin and fasting blood sugar, those are all high. And then you can also get a hemoglobin A1C. Again, sometimes that can be normal for a very long time, and there's still evidence of metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance. That's why fasting insulin can be a little bit of an earlier indicator than A1C. But a hemoglobin A1C is glycated hemoglobin. So it's basically like sugar molecules attached to your red blood cells. And your red blood cells turn over like every 120 days. So it's more of a percent of your red blood cells that's glycated, or again has those sugar molecules attached. We all have a certain level, a certain percent of glycated hemoglobin. Normal is 5.6 or less. 5.6 to 6.5 kind of puts you in that pre-diabetes range, and then anything above 6.5 is a diagnosis of diabetes.